An understanding of the value of transcendental meditation in corrections begins with the understanding of transcendence, stress, crime theory. According to transcendence, stress, crime theory, the root cause of crime is the inability to process stressful experiences due to the offender's brain and nervous system being compromised, hamstrung by previous unprocessed stressful and traumatic events. This weakness, this dysfunction, according to the theory, is shared by all offenders and is the underlying cause of all crime. This can be summed up with the following statement. Unprocessed, accumulated stress and trauma is the root cause of crime. Ramakrishna Iyer was one of India's most renowned jurists and one of the greatest legal minds of all time, being often compared to United States Supreme Court Chief Justice Earl Warren. In 1977, Justice Iyer summed up the transcendence stress crime theory very succinctly when he wrote, "All crime emanates from stress. All wrong action, wrong conduct comes from stress. All deviant behavior comes from stress. The primary cause of criminal behavior can be blamed on internal stress and tension." While some may consider it an overgeneralization to make such a sweeping statement, at least we know from our day-to-day boots-on-the-ground experience that stress is a major contributor to offender behavior, and perhaps, as Justice Iyer suggested, the primary contributor. So, if deeply accumulated stress is the root cause of crime, what's the antidote? The antidote to embedded systemic stress is regular exposure to what may be referred to as super rest, deep mental and physical rest and relaxation that in many respects is 2 to 3 times deeper than deep sleep, and that research shows is available through transcendental meditation and is seldom found in other forms of meditation. My name is Blaise Compton, and from 2009 to 2019, I successfully taught Transcendental Meditation, otherwise known as TM, in 3 of Oregon's largest prisons. That work involved collaborating with the Oregon Department of Corrections Research and Evaluation Unit to help conduct scientific research investigating the effects of TM practice on inmates. 2 research papers emerged from that project. Both were published in the Permanente Journal and describe how, among other important inmate-specific benefits, a mere 16 weeks of TM practice significantly reduced randomly selected inmate stress and trauma symptoms, while simultaneously and significantly reducing criminal thinking tendencies. That research and previously published research support the claim that TM, because of its powerful stress-reducing super rest, is an economical and effective tool for enhancing the safety, quality of life, and the psychological and physical wellness of administrative staff, correctional officers, and inmates in any prison. Now, before I describe how TM works, I want to mention 3 things about it. First, TM is evidence-based. Since 1970, there have been over 700 studies on TM conducted at 250 of the most respected medical and research facilities in 33 countries. Hundreds of these studies have been published in the world's most prestigious medical journals and scientific publications. Second, TM is effortless to practice. TM is so simple and so easy to learn and practice that we regularly teach TM to 10-year-old children. We teach 10-year-olds who have been diagnosed with severe ADHD which is, of course, an attention deficit condition. And by the way, ADHD is overrepresented in prison populations, and those diagnosed with ADHD are remarkably successful at TM because TM requires no effort, no concentration, no control. So it's very, very easy to learn and to practice. And the third thing I want to mention is that TM is not a religion. It is absolutely non-religious. The heart and soul of any religion is belief, and TM requires no belief whatsoever. It's simply a mental technique, a tool for quieting the mind, and sometimes quieting the mind completely, and bringing to the practitioner a quality of unusually deep, stress-dissolving super rest, which translates emotionally as deep peace. So what exactly is transcendental meditation? Well, TM is an effortless mental technique. Practice sitting comfortably with eyes closed for 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening. Mechanically speaking, TM involves naturally and easily reducing the amplitude of thought to such a degree that the mind becomes still, quiet, settled, while remaining wide awake. In other words, TM naturally induces a relaxing state of peaceful, restful alertness. Now, because the body and mind are so intimately connected, when the mind settles down during transcendental meditation practice, the body simultaneously settles down to a state of profound physiological rest that research shows, in many respects, is 2 to 3 times deeper than the deepest part of deep sleep, hence the name super rest. Now, nature's greatest stress buster is rest and relaxation. Rest and relaxation dissolve stress and tension. The deeper the rest, the deeper, the more effective the stress release. The deep super rest of transcendental meditation dissolves those deeply rooted stresses that deep sleep cannot and does not reach. Research shows that the deep rest of TM effortlessly and effectively dissolves those deeply entrenched, deeply rooted stresses and tensions that underlie and give rise to dysfunctional thoughts, dysfunctional emotions and behavior, including the dysfunctional thoughts and behavior otherwise known as criminal thinking and criminal activity. Published research reveals that there are well over 1,000 mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual benefits available through the regular practice of effortlessly relaxing the mind and the body in the super rest of transcendental meditation. And researchers have identified 79 inmate-specific benefits associated with the regular practice of transcendental meditation. Now, we don't have time to talk about all 79 of those benefits, but when inmates are consistently supported and encouraged to immerse themselves in the super rest of TM, researchers have found significant reductions in inmate rule infractions, usage of medical resources, criminal thinking tendencies, general and verbal hostility, reductions in cold-heartedness, and tendencies to assault correctional officers. And when consistently supported and encouraged to practice TM, inmates, researchers have found, have significant increases in use of educational facilities, optimism and positivity, emotional stability, increases in their interest in self-improvement, and increases in the respect the inmates have for correctional officers. Through my 10 years of setting up and administering TM prison projects with research components in Oregon, I know that any prison with the cooperation and support of the warden and staff can, with minimal demands on security in the chaplain's office, implement and successfully manage a TM prison program for inmates over extended periods of time, no matter how many inmates want to enroll in the program. For the most part, it's administered almost exactly like any other prison academic or educational program. One study published in 2003 in the Journal of Offender Rehabilitation suggests that participating prisons actually save money when they implement a TM prison project that offers TM instruction to both inmates and staff. That paper found TM prison projects actually have a 1-to-4 cost-benefit ratio for the prison. That is, for every dollar invested in a TM project, the prison realizes a $4 savings due to the following 6 factors. Now, those 6 factors are reduced medical expenditures due to enhanced wellness for inmates, staff, and COs, reduced psychiatric and counseling expenditures due to the same reasons, reduced staff and CO job demands and overtime due to reductions in inmate violence, hostility, and rule infractions, reduced sick leave due to enhanced wellness for staff and CO, reduced staff and CO absenteeism, job turnover, and career burnout due to increased job satisfaction, and finally, reduced costs for the hiring and training of new employees due to that reduced turnover rate. Due to the constant barrage of on-the-job stress, the average CO, according to the Department of Justice, doesn't live to see his or her 60th birthday. The average CO is vulnerable to PTSD, which is over twice as high among COs when compared to military MPs, 34% to 14%. A growing number of COs are self-medicating with drugs and alcohol to manage stress levels. Stress-induced anxiety, depression, and PTSD are almost epidemic among the rank and file of correctional professionals. And it's sad to report that the suicide rate among COs is 10 times higher than any other law enforcement occupation. And finally, ABC's News reported that Shane Fauci, the current president of the Corrections Officers Union, said recently, "We are on course for a record number of staff suicides." And in 2021, the peer-reviewed journal Occupational Health Science reported that 45% of COs either witnessed or experienced the suicide of a coworker. All of that is distressing news, of course, but this is where TM can be of tremendous assistance. Daniel Vasquez is the former warden of San Quentin. He learned transcendental meditation, then brought it into San Quentin in the 1980s. Here's what he had to say about TM programs in a correctional setting. The research clearly shows that TM reduces the negative impact of high levels of stress, and this would benefit not only the inmates, but also correctional officers and all prison staff. Those of us who teach TM in prisons agree with Superintendent Gary Kilmer when he said that he would like to see transcendental meditation in every prison in Oregon. Peer-reviewed research shows that a TM program for staff and COs offered in conjunction with or prior to an inmate TM program has the potential to neutralize stress levels, no matter how intense, no matter how long-standing, and thereby effectively rehabilitate inmates while simultaneously enhance the quality of life for both staff and COs within any prison, all at minimal costs. For these and many other critically important reasons that we haven't had time to go into on this presentation, we invite you to consider the possibility of implementing a Transcendental Meditation prison program throughout your Department of Corrections. We thank you for watching this presentation and very much look forward to working with you in the coming months and years ahead.